Hello, clever people, and welcome to my review for Watchmen. So this is an HBO miniseries that gained a lot of attention in September when it originally came out. It aired between middle of September to middle of November, I believe. And it's based on the comic book series that was made popular, I believe, in the early 2000s, and they actually made a movie based off of it that Zack Snyder directed. This one is a completely different thing. It is an HBO miniseries that it takes place in the universe of Watchmen, and it tells the story of Angela Abar, who is a woman who is a police officer, and in the Watchmen universe, police officers have to wear masks to try to cover themselves up because there is a terrorist group that is trying to kill them. However, as Angela starts investigating what's happening a bit more, she runs across this old African-American man who was in a wheelchair, and the two start to form a relationship, and as this happens, she starts realizing a lot of weird things that are going on around her. I think that's the best way I could have described Watchmen. Maybe there's a better synopsis somewhere else, but this is a weird miniseries. I was honestly not expected for how weird this was going to be, because it got a lot of acclaim from a lot of different people, but it's strange. Like, the way it tells its story is very unique, where it's not super linear. It hops around timelines. Like, the story generally is going forward, but it does hop around timelines a lot, and it hops between two different worlds a lot, and there's just a lot going on, and it's kind of overwhelming. And usually that's something I would say is bad about a TV show, but I honestly think that works for Watchmen. I like how this show is unique. I like how even the way that it tells its story fits really well with the universe, because it's very much like Earth. There's just things that are different and things that are weirder, and there's more advanced technology, and there's like squids that fall from the sky when it's raining, and there's really weird stuff like that. And yet there's a lot of it just feels like the normal world we live in, and I think that the style of that show reflects that really well. This show did get nominated for 26 Emmys. It was the most nominated show at the Emmy Awards, which were just announced a couple days ago as of when I recorded this. And I understand why a lot of people went crazy for this show. I think it's really well done. Technically, it's fascinating to look at. The world that they build is really interesting, and they develop it in a really good way. And of course, the acting is superb. I mean, Regina King is one of the best actresses we have today. I have no doubt. She's so good in If Beale Street Could Talk, and then seeing her in Watchmen in a completely different role and still nailing it so much, it's really, really fantastic. However, I did not love Watchmen as much as everybody else did, it seems. It took me a while to get into the show. For a good amount of time, I was just wondering, what am I supposed to be feeling here? Like, this is strange, this is odd, and I wasn't sure how I was really supposed to attach, and I wasn't sure what the show was saying at first. And actually, I think that it ended up becoming a really important BLM miniseries, and I wish more people had illustrated it like that, because it has a lot of commentary on the policing force and the existence of racism in America today. And it's all told with this otherworldly, supernatural story that is really interesting. And by the time the last two episodes roll around, you're hooked, and it's really interesting what is happening, and there's twists and turns that you don't see coming. But for the longest time, you're just trying to figure out what is happening, and that is something that is good, especially if it's a universe that you're already invested in and it's something that you already care about. And I can understand why people kind of liked just being thrown in the middle of a situation and kind of not being sure what's happening and letting the mystery uncover itself. And I like that. It's just, I wish that there was a bit more character-wise for me to latch onto at the beginning, because for a while I just felt alienated. And that's not something I think is optimal, but still, Watchmen is a really good show. Again, unique world, unique characters, fascinating way of telling its story. It just didn't connect with me on the level that I quite wanted it to. I'd still recommend it, and if 26 Emmy nominations isn't enough for you to go and watch it, then I don't know what else will be. And clearly, my opinion is not going to sway anybody. Still, I would recommend you watch it. I just think go in knowing that it's a lot weirder than you expect it to be. I'm going to give Watchmen an 8.25 out of 10. Alright, that concludes my review for Watchmen. So, what are your thoughts on this miniseries, or what did you think of the film that came out in the early 2000s? Comment in the comment section below, and let me know. I am Robert Burke, and this has been The Clever Critics. Goodbye.